Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So here I have this week's currently inked pens with me this week. So we'll go through these very briefly, we'll go through them in a little bit more detail, and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have the Pelican M1000 Radon Starlight, we have the Pelican M1000 Radon Sunlight, we have an Opus 88 Demonstrator, we have a Screamo fill in the Verde Photo, a Screamo fill in the Verde Bosco, we have a Screamo III in the Bologna Blue, we have a Visconti Homo sapiens, and this is the Bronze Age Mozzie version. We have a Visconti Homo sapiens, and this is a Chianti shear. We have a Visconti Homo sapiens Jade, and we have a Visconti Homo sapiens Kappa Mundi. So I think let's go through these in a little bit more detail. So this was my Christmas pen of 2019, and it's a pen that I've had inked up for quite a while now. It's just a stunning pen. It's a pen that I wanted to get for a couple of years, but the prices were very, very insane. But I was able to pick this one up for a very, very good price. So this is the Pelican M1000 Radon Starlight, and you can see there this is a beautiful pen. The pen comes with an 18 karat gold, and it's a medium nib. All Pelicans come with the medium nibs, certainly the Radon versions of the pens. So that was a pen I was able to add at Christmas in 2019. And then very shortly after I saw this pen for sale, the same private collector was selling this one, and it's one that I wanted for a long time. And this is again another Pelican. It's the Pelican M1000 Radon Sunlight, and you can see there this is just a very captivating pen. All of those Radon strips there sparkling away. And again, just like the Starlight version of this pen, the Sunlight version again comes with a medium 18 karat gold Pelican nib. They don't come with any other nibs, these Radon editions, but you could swap them out for a different nib if you wanted to. But those medium nibs write more like a broad nib, so I to be honest, probably wouldn't want to swap them out. But I know not a medium or broad nib is everybody's cup of tea. And then I have the Opus 88 Calaro Demonstrator, and this is a pen that I've written with a lot. I love the pen because it has a Yovo number 6 size nib, and it has a huge ink capacity there, and it's just a pen that I like writing with. So I have this one inked up this week, and I've been writing with like the two Pelicans. And then I have a Screamo fill in the Verde Photo, and I have great difficulty putting these Screamo fills down because I do love how those nibs write exquisitely well. I do love this material as well. I have to say I prefer this material and this material as well compared to the more plain blue-grey and blue-black versions. But they're, I guess, a little bit more better for office attire if you're in meetings than maybe this one. But I do love this. I love the ruthenium coloured trim going on, and as always with my Screamo nibs, I've got a 14 karat gold, and this is the Flex nib, which is an Omos Extra Flessibile nib, and to me they just write really, really well. And then we have the Screamo fill in the Verde Bosco, so it's its sibling, its brother or sister, and again you can see the Screamo logo there. Now this is a rose gold trim, and I do kind of like that a little bit more with this pen, and also a rose gold coloured nib as well. And again, that's the 14 karat gold medium extra flex nib there. But this again just writes exquisitely well. So I've had those inked up this week, writing letters, writing meeting notes. And then also another Screamo, but this is not the Feel version. This is a Screamo 3 in the Bologna blue, and this is a right here exclusive. Right here being the retailer, right here pens.co.uk in the UK in Shrewsbury. But this pen is a lovely blue pen, and I can't wait really to see a purple version of this pen come soon, and I think that will be a colour that I will have to probably buy if it's the right colour of purple for me and not more of a lavender sort of colour. But this is a beautiful pen. Again, comes with the 14 karat gold extra flex medium nib, ebonite feeders, and it's just a joy to write with. So I've had this one inked up as well this week. And then we have this one, and I've let this pen tarnish a bit. It's got the bronze trim on it. This is the Visconti Homo sapiens Bronze Age Mozzie. Now, if you don't know what Mozzie is, or who I should say Mozzie is, Claudio Mozzie is the artist that actually airbrush painted this mural on the pen. So this is a sort of lava pen, but this is very smooth because it's been airbrushed and it's then been lacquered. But the idea of this pen is that the lava and the resin mix that makes this lava pen, that the actual lava, basaltic lava, actually came from Mount Etna, and the mural here that Claudio Mozzie painted is Mount Etna erupting. So it's a beautiful pen. I love it to bits. Comes with the Visconti My Pen finial system on there. It's a Paravac filler. It's not a double reservoir. It's got the hook safe lock on it, and this I have a 1.3mm stub nib on. Now this actually came with a fine nib, and I just didn't really want to use the fine nib, and I swapped it out for 1.3mm stub, and I still love that a lot. It's a very good writer for me. And then I have the Visconti Homo sapiens, and this is the Chianti shear, and you can see here it's a lovely sort of pattern here going on. It's basically a wine pattern. This I have a medium 23 karat palladium nib on here, but this is a really nice pen to write with, so I'm glad I've got that inked up, although it has been running dry. There's still a little bit of ink left in it, so hopefully I can coax enough ink out to do a writing sample. And then we have the Visconti Homo sapiens Jade, and again another great pen to write with. I do like these Homo sapiens. Comes with the jewel on top, although it's not a My Pen finial, so you cannot swap it out. Or at least my one, I cannot. But this really has it's a lovely green colour, and it's one that I wasn't that enamoured with, and I and ahed about buying it, but I do like it. And again, this is a 23 karat palladium medium nib. Got the hook safe lock on here as well. Homo sapiens band. It's a Paravac filler. It's a double reservoir. Just ticks all the boxes for me. And then last but not least, we have the Visconti Homo sapiens Kappa Mundi. And this was an Italian exclusive from Visconti, and I love it. I really do love it. So for me, this is a beautiful pen, and it was a numbered edition of 50. It comes with a My Pen finial. I've got some initials on here. Again, it's a Paravac filler. It's a double reservoir, and it's got the hook safe lock, and it's got a lovely sort of really a two-tone gold nib on here, and it's a medium 23 karat palladium nib. But for me, again, it's a solid writer, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a little bit of drag of ink left in there. Not a lot, it's just a little bit, but I'm sure I can probably get it to write before I actually clean this pen out this week. So I think with that, let's go and do the writing sample. So the first pen we've got here is a Pelican M1000 Ardent Starlight. So if I try to zoom in a little bit more, we'll be able to see. So we'll do an ink swatch first. And you'll see that this is a medium nib, but it writes super wet. And that really is a wet writing pen. So this is the Pelican M1000 Verde Starlight, and it's a medium 18 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Franklin Christoph Spanish Blue, and I just didn't really write those letters too well, but that for me is a beautiful ink. It's a blue that I like a lot. The next pen we have here is a Pelican M1000 Verde Sunlight. So again, we'll do an ink swatch, and you'll see here again, this is quite a wet writer. So it's the Pelican M1000, and it's the Verde, and it's a Sunlight, and it's a medium 18 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is another Franklin Christoph, and it's sweet maroon, but that is a beautiful red ink, or maroon ink I should say. And then we have the Opus 88 Colaro Demonstrator. So we'll do an ink swatch here as well. Now this is a broad nib, although I have actually turned this broad nib into an architect nib. So it does put a little bit more of a horizontal line down than a vertical line. So this is the Opus 88 Colaro Demonstrator, and it's a broad, and it's a steel nib, and the ink in here is Akamon, and it's Dutch Masters Cerulean Blur Van Vermeer. That's quite a nice blue ink. And then we have the Screamo fill in the Verde Photo. So let's do an ink swatch here. As you can see, this is a medium nib, but it's actually quite a wet writing nib. So it's a Screamo fill in the Verde Photo, and it's a medium 14 karat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Pilot Roshizuku Chikuin, which is a lovely green ink. And then we have another Screamo fill in the Verde Bosco, and you can see here we'll do the ink swatch, and again it's another wet writer. So this is the Screamo fill in the Verde Bosco, and it's a medium 14 karat gold nib, and the ink in here is Akamon Bazurden Wood Gron, and that's beautiful green ink that I like. And then we have the Screamo III in the Bologna Blue. So we'll do an ink swatch with this. You can see here it's quite a wet writing nib. So this is the Screamo III in the Bologna Blue, and it's a medium, and again a 14 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Robert Oster Blue Water Ice. Again, that's a blue ink that I've been liking a lot more recently. And then we have the Visconti Homo sapiens Bronze Age Mozzie. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And you can see here, it's quite a nice line width going on. So this is the Visconti Homo sapiens Bronze Age Mozzie, and it's a stub, 1.3mm stub, and it's a 23 karat palladium nib. And then the ink in here is Diamine Bilberry. Now I'm just going to try and remember how I spell Bilberry. Is it 1L or 2Ls? That's a very, very good question. I think it's just 1L, but I'm probably going to be wrong there. But that's a beautiful colour ink, and actually no, I think that is 1L actually and not 2. And then the next pen that is actually starting to run dry is the Visconti Homo sapiens Kappa Mundi. Hopefully there's enough ink to get us going. Let's see, this is a medium nib, and it's actually, this one is more of a harder 23 karat palladium nib. It's not got a lot of bounce to it. So this is the Visconti Homo sapiens, and it's the Chianti. And it's a medium, and it's a 23 karat palladium nib. And then the ink in here is Waterman Audacious Red. That's a lovely ink colour. And then we have the Visconti Homo sapiens Jade. We'll do an ink swatch here. Now, this is another 23 karat palladium nib that doesn't have a lot of bounce to it, but it is quite a white, sort of a wet, wide writer nib for medium. So it's the Visconti Homo sapiens Jade with a medium 23 karat palladium nib, and the ink in here is Visconti Green. And then last but not least, we have the Visconti Homo sapiens Kappa Mundi. And this is starting to run dry. I think we've probably got enough ink in here just to do the writing sample. Actually, it's probably not as dry as the Chianti was, to be honest. But I've been writing a lot with these pens. So this is the Visconti Homo sapiens Kappa Mundi in a medium 23 karat palladium nib, and then the ink in here is this is a Pelican, and it's the Edelstein, and it's Garnet, which is actually a lovely ink. red ink there. Just had enough to write that sample out. So I think let's go through these pens inked up one more time. We have Pelican M1000 Rad Starlight in a medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Franklin Christoph Spanish Blue. We have a Pelican M1000 Rad Sunlight in a medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Franklin Christoph Sweet Maroon. We have an Opus 88 Calaro Demonstrator in a broad steel nib, inked up with Ackerman Dutch Masters Cerulean Bleu van Vermeer. We have a Screamo III in the Verde Photo with a medium 14 karat gold nib, inked up with Pilot Roche Zuku Chikurin. We have a Screamo III in the Verde Bosco in a medium 14 karat gold nib, inked up with Ackerman Bazurden Wood Grown. We have a Screamo III in the Bologna Blue with a medium 14 karat gold nib, inked up with Robert Oster Blue Water Ice. We have a Visconti Homo sapiens Bronze Age Mozzie in a 1.3mm stub nib. It's a 23 karat palladium nib, inked up with Diamine Bilberry. We have a Visconti Homo sapiens Chianti in a medium 23 karat palladium nib, inked up with Waterman Audacious Red. We have a Visconti Homo sapiens Jade in a medium 23 karat palladium nib, inked up with Visconti Green. And then last but not least, we have the Visconti Homo sapiens Kappa Mundi in a medium 23 karat palladium nib, inked up with Pelican Edelstein Garnet. So there you have it. That's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.